it's me, Special News Correspondent Johnny Woodrow, bringing you this special news update. After some deliberation, the gang decided they needed to look into this planned meeting between Larry Delacroix, the mortician, and this unknown Billy Flowers character. While Mr. Hammerstein placed an anonymous tip-off to the police, Mr. Feldman and Mr. King waited for the meeting to take place. Unfortunately, they were discovered and a chase broke out. Multiple gunshots were heard, and both Larry and Billy Flowers, the local crime boss, was found dead at the scene. This time, on Thin Dice.
What the hell happened here?
Alright, well, a lot of things happened. As you can see, we were really hoping to talk to Larry, and we kind of spotted him on the way into the Independence Square here. And then when he came in, we heard some arguing, went to see what it was about, and then shit went down. There was a gunfight. Larry pulled out a fucking gun, I don't know, is that a Derringer or something? And then this other guy, I don't know who the fuck he is, pulls out this fucking gun, and then starts shooting, releases these fucking dogs. Some of them came after my fellows over here, and just fuck, Daniel.
As he's saying that, I'm just gonna be holding my bite wound as I'm kind of going into my doctor's.
You got a pretty hefty bite wounds.
Yeah, and I'm moving over to my doctor's bag.
Yeah, we couldn't run. We had to fight the dogs off. I got nicked. I got hit for 1 point of damage.
You'll be fine in the morning.
Some of them ran away. I don't know if they're gonna attack anyone else, but
So, the look on Daniel's face is literally like, this is terrible. Oh my god. He's like, guys, search the park. If you find a dog, put it down. Just do it, please. The few cops in the area, they split, obviously going to hunt down the dogs. And he looks over to you guys. Do you guys need medical help or anything?
Yeah. I could use some bandages. Nothing. You need to look at the juryman.
I am a doctor.
I'm fine. They give the help to them. They need it. I was lucky enough to not get too much into the tussle, as it were.
Yannik goes to his doctor's bag and he pulls out the gauze, and he's gonna tend to himself first because ow.
Daniel's gonna go over to the fellow with the Thompson and give him a look-see.
Yeah, we placed the Thompson back with him because I was holding it last.
Yeah, I know you were. He looks down, he's like, holy shit, that's a Thompson submachine gun. Alright, kinda leans down, and then you see his eyes fucking widen. It's like, holy shit, this is Billy Flowers!
I'm sorry, who was that?
You know him?
The Billy, it's like a, moonshiner or something. It's got a hell of a gang in Arkham here. Oh, fuck. Ah, nuts. He holds his head. Billy's dead. I don't even know what that's gonna do. It's gonna be a fucking power vacuum for the mob. Ah, fuck.
I am a foreigner. I don't know anything.
Oh my god, what? You said Larry shot him?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was kind of like it might have been in a panic or something. He just took out the gun and then just I don't know, just fucking blew his brains out.
And then he slowly walks over to Larry, whose head's cracked open on the pavement and his throat's been torn out by a dog. Jesus Christ. Okay. It's fine. This is perfectly fine.
Hey, while this is going on, can I roll first aid on myself?
Go ahead.
Oh, come on. Nice number, but come on.
Nice.
Alright, he looks to you three. Well, obviously we're gonna have to take you guys in for questioning. This is a fucking shit show.
Oh, man. I apologize. Daniel, I know the details might be a bit blurry. It all happened so fast, you know.
So what? You were tailing Larry? We'll sort this out at the precinct.
But before that, I'm having a bit of trouble with my wound from the attack. Could we have someone?
We'll get a doctor in for you real quick.
Yeah.
Right now, let's get back to the precinct. Someone's gonna have to clean this mess up. Glad I'm not the detective on duty.
Oh, Daniel's a really good guy, and I feel bad that we've made his life harder.
Yeah.
I feel bad about that.
Oh man. So he takes you guys to the precinct, and I don't have a first aid person made, but I'm just gonna roll on the logic.
I mean, we could take him to the hospital.
I mean, just throw a D100. I would.
Not even the doctors know. They're used to actual wounds. This is a animal wound. This don't make no sense.
I'll know what I'm doing. I'm a doctor. I don't treat dog wounds. Wow, do we have to take him to a veterinarian? How does this work?
Don't worry. You'll still heal 1 point of damage every day.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know if making a first aid check does anything to expedite the process.
I think it was just a flavor thing.
Yeah, it was more flavor.
We can look into it later.
Either way, I do have gauze to stop the bleeding.
I'm looking at the notes I have written down. It's like you guys have taken a left turn when I was expecting like maybe a center at the worst, but you turned left at the right.
Hey, by the way, people, just for reference, this is a horror. We have effectively turned it into a potential horror comedy now.
I said this at the beginning of the show that was what this would be.
It was going to be that way anyway, but like now it's
but
happened.
Jeez. I wasn't expecting things to turn that badly. I was expecting one of us to maybe die.
You almost bought the farm. Oh, both of you almost bought the farm.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that fucking gun would have killed me if he got it off.
You over there with a fucking big dick energy.
Extreme success on a fucking pistol shot, jeez.
And guess what? It paid off. It paid off. I have 2 combat skills that are getting leveled up. My dodge is leveling up.
Oh, we have to roll to see if they actually level up, but
Yeah, you have to make the check. But real quick, you take to the precinct, put in some holding cells. They do get you gauze, but it's
Hey, can I get a coffee?
I mean, I'm just gonna use my own gauze, so.
I mean, they're going to take your stuff from you.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, don't want you to slip lockpicks in while you're through the gauze.
Yeah, here, have this bag with like medical surgery supplies and scalpels. This is perfectly safe.
Ah, this will fit perfectly in a lock.
So you guys are there, and you guys spend the night in holding cells, get questioned pretty thoroughly about the events of last night. Also, all of you will recover 1 hit point of damage for those of you wounded, because that's the usual healing in the game.
Hey, I'm back to full.
I was always at full, surprisingly.
Get fuller.
Oh man, poor Yannik took 6 points. Big dog bark.
Yeah, he's at what, 10? Because he has 15,
maybe
don't he?
give him a week and he'll be back in action fully.
Where's my nanosurgeons? This is bullshit.
Wrong universe.
I know.
After you spent probably a good amount of this following day being questioned and grilled for information, they decide that you guys were just unfortunate bystanders in this horrible altercation.
How did the tip-off play into all this?
Why would you know?
I mean, I'm not asking that.
You've been in a prison cell all night.
That's fair. That's fair.
What are you gonna do? So, how'd that tip-off that was anonymous go?
It was me. I tipped it off. Nope. So you know more than you let on. Do please tell us.
But you guys are released probably close to like 4 o'clock the following day. And, well, you're back on the streets. Also, you obviously don't get your Derringer back.
No, that's just gone. That's
yeah,
just
that's
gone.
evidence.
It's fucking gone.
By the way, if they ask me about the garrote wire, I just tell them it's for self-defense.
You know what? I'm gonna roll me a persuasion on that one. Because it is a weapon, and it's fucking weird that you have it.
That's a snuggle weapon.
You drew attention to it, so I'm gonna put attention on it too.
Yeah, and also if they do say war veteran, but yeah.
A garrote's like a weird self-defense weapon to have.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it's for self-defense. That is an assassin's tool. So
That's fair. That's fair. They're taking that.
yeah, they're gonna take that too. Sorry, guy.
I think you're gonna end up on a list. You're a German after a war veteran with a garrote wire. Someone thinks that you have plans.
Yeah, you might be on a list somewhere. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Roll luck to see if you wind up on a list.
Okay, sure. I'll roll
I-
luck.
I joke.
Yeah, it'll make good
No,
podcast.
no, you said it. I'm clicking it.
It's like, God damn it.
I'm not clicking it. Don't worry.
Damn.
Okay. So what are you guys gonna do?
Ah,
It's the
Jesus.
day after. Things have gotten weird.
Walter just walks out with like he had his jacket off because when he was like lying in the cell, he was just like laying back on the bench like and using his jacket as some sort of basically something of a back support or pillow, whichever is more appropriate.
Yeah.
Which hurts him because that suit was very expensive.
Yeah.
I had to ruin my goddamn shoes kicking that fucking mutt. It bit my goddamn foot. It look at my fucking shoe. Look at this shit. Put a hole straight through the fucking thing.
I imagine that they get released sooner than me, and because of how treatment it is with a German after World War One.
You were ostracized.
I have a feeling they're just gonna toss me out, especially the fact that they don't believe my garrote wire.
Now they definitely keep that, especially the fact. I mean, look, it's covered in blood, which is, I mean, sure, it's dog blood and all that, but the concept is you used it to fucking murk an animal, and it's well known as like an assassin's tool. It's questionable at best that you have this.
But yeah, no. They just get the walk out. I get the shove.
It's more or less the same. But yeah, what are you guys doing?
Jesus, I don't know.
Well,
Ugh.
I mean, I'm upset about my shoes. These things cost what? $6.95? That's not fucking cheap.
My friend, I think that we're gonna have to. Yeah, I don't know which we should do either. I don't believe we should either talk to Mayweather about whatever the fuck just happened, or just maybe just go to Thomas. I don't know.
I feel like we should talk to Merryweather after we maybe.
I mean, we have the letter.
We do have the letter, yes, but explaining this to Merryweather will be yeesh face again.
I would say that we just came out of a dangerous situation, and Bat was just like looking around to see if there are any cops, and not trying to go into extra detail about what the dangerous situation was. But I think that we can tell this is gonna be on the news. We can just say that he's gonna find out one way or another. So I suggest we just tell him about it, tell him that we found the letter, and see what he thinks about all this.
Yeah? I mean, we can't take it to the police now.
Walter just shakes his head.
Then you go back to Mayweather. It's gonna take a wee bit. Yeah, you hop a train, or maybe not a train,
Trolley?
but you hop something.
Hop the river.
Hop the taxi.
Yes. Hop a taxi. You get on a boat.
Get on a pontoon. Get on one of those Italian river rafts that they go down the... what are those called? Gondolas?
Gondola.
Maybe.
Well, anyway, we get there. By
Yeah.
planes, trains, and automobiles, we get there.
You make it inside, and you see Dudley. He's like, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
Hey, Dudley.
Not so good, Dudley, but
I'm holding my bite wound.
Aw, you guys look like you had problems.
yeah, my friend, I'm kind of glad he didn't come with us tonight, because it was
Aw.
bad.
Man, if I came, maybe I could have protected you.
I wish that was.
Yannik puts a hand on Dudley's shoulder and goes, I do have to ask, how was your mother's food for that dinner, though?
Aw, she cooked up some spaghettis. I like the spaghetti. It was real good.
Then you know what? By the fact that you at least enjoyed a meal with your mother, it makes me glad that you had that comfort. And Yannick's not saying that to be rude. He's saying that because, listen, that's a very good thing. And he's smiling earnestly.
Well, Mr. Dudley, we would like to see Mr. Mayweather, so if you want, you can tag along if you wish.
Oh, no, I think I'll just stay here. He talks a lot, and I don't really understand all of it. It's a lot of words.
Alright, Mr. Dudley, you have a good one. I sincerely mean that.
Yeah, same to you. So, you walk in. Lucius is at his desk. Most of the notes from yesterday have been cleaned up. There's a lot fewer. And he's like, good day. How goes the, investigation?
Looks at us, sees our disheveled states and our bleeding wounds.
Oh no. Are you okay? Do I need to call a doctor or something? Or what happened?
When he says to call a doctor, Yannick raises the hand.
I immediately raise his hand down.
Okay, maybe another doctor.
No, Mr. Mayweather, we had something of an altercation last night.
Well, I should say, you look possibly terrible.
Well, I'm doing just fine. My compatriots, on the other hand.
I'm doing pretty good myself.
Yannick just takes a deep breath and he just goes, I'm still breathing. That's all. That's honestly a good thing. However, this mark's gonna take a while. But Yannick pulls out the letter.
Yeah, well, we have something to show you and something to explain.
Okay. What happened?
Well, you know the mortician?
You were mentioning him yesterday, I believe.
Yes, Larry LaCroix, nice man and all that, he's dead.
Oh no.
I think you better may I take the lead on that one, my friend? That is a bad way to start off.
Why is your accent different?
Yes, I think Brynmore just stepped into play.
Take sanity damage.
My southern hospitality kicked in. No one's gonna understand what they mean by
That's why it's cut, because only us get it.
I feel like Mr. Feldman would do better here, and also, if you do mind, at least take a look at the letter that we procured.
I would say, just for context, we believe TP to be Thomas Pitts.
Oh no. Okay, so what? He was paying the. He kind of like scratches the side of his head. He was paying a mortician for services?
Yeah, we don't really know what those services were about, per se, but, suffice it to say that the deal that's mentioned in that letter, we were scouting it out, as it were, and, they got kind of spooked, and then, things went down, and this Billy Flowers, I don't suppose you know who he is.
Not since yesterday.
Well, from what the police said, he was a mob boss.
Wow. So the mob were behind the break-in at the museum?
Well,
Possibly.
he may have had a hand in it, or at least Billy is working in conjunction with potentially Thomas, if that is indeed him writing the letter. But he couldn't really extract much information before their sudden demise. We just thought would like to give you the update on the investigation, and unfortunately, this may be part of it.
Well, well, this is just all very terrible, honestly. But I guess you have the single lead that you could check Thomas's house, assuming he's still home.
We should probably go there now, I would say, before the radio kicks in and does, its job, which is to spread bullshit, but
And the sooner we are done with this, the sooner maybe I can rest my dog wound.
I guess that makes sense. Well, good luck. Stay safe. I said that last time and it didn't turn out so well for you, so maybe heed the advice this time instead of ignoring it. Might be for the best.
Hey, it's gonna get hot before it gets cold, so
Oh, we'll do, Mr. Mayweather. You have a nice afternoon. We're going to follow up on this one lead, the only lead.
The only lead. So you guys all head on out of the museum, hop off into a taxi, start heading towards the Pitts residence. Good old Thomas Pitts. And as you're riding along, taxi driver just making random idle chit chat. If you tried the meatball subs they have on North Street, fucking amazing, let me tell ya.
I'm more of a kraut person.
Of course you are.
I mean, I do like myself a meatball sub.
Yeah, I preferred the spicy Italian they got at the place. It's pretty good.
At the tramway.
Yeah, they do some they make good sliders.
But you do make it outside the residence, and the place is crawling with police.
Oh,
What the hell is going on here?
The taxi driver just kind of stops the cars and kind of looks at the number on the house, and then kind of that's the one you wanted to visit, ain't it?
Yeah.
It seems so. Here's your fare. We'll take it from here.
All right, fine by me. Not my job to ask questions. And he just drops you off and drives away.
Yeah, we'll walk up to the crime scene, I guess.
The place is absolutely swarmed with the police, and one of the officers instantly comes up and stops. He's like, hold up. What do you think you guys are doing out here?
Well,
Yeah, we just came to
speak to Thomas Pitts, but I suppose that's not really an option right now, is it?
Yeah, I feel like all of us want to talk to him. Unfortunately, he's flown the coop.
He's what?
Was he gone?
Yeah, real gone. Left a mess in there, let me tell you.
What kind of mess?
He starts counting. She's like 4 dead bodies,
Ooh.
handful weird-looking artifacts. Strange stuff. Arkham Advertiser's gonna have a fucking heyday with this one, let me tell you.
Ah, Jesus! Don't let the fucking papers get a hold of it. Oh God.
Well, can't really stop
They're gonna
them now.
post all kinds
They-
of shit. Ah.
They've got a lot of ammunition. I'll give them that much right now.
They don't need much ammunition.
Can I ask your reason for visiting?
Well, we were coming here to investigate on behalf of Mr. Mayweather down at the museum. He had told us that him and Thomas Pitts had something of a history a long time ago, and we just kind of wanted to follow up on that. But it seems that, though, this isn't really going to go anywhere.
Yeah, specifically, he was apparently an Egyptologist, and he knew something about something that went missing.
Yes.
So that's kind of what we were curious about.
He kind of points over his shoulder towards the building. Well, we're currently collecting all the things that we can find, and you can see coming out of the house is a guy holding a big marble bust.
That's probably it.
That's one.
That's probably
I
it.
believe that is the bus that went missing.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Not my point to judge. But seeing that you guys are probably some sort of like private investigator types or something, well, I can't let you in, obviously, police business and all that, but
Fair enough, officer. Fair enough.
I mean, could you tell us if we you find some sort of tome of some sort? That was one of the things that went missing from the museum, a historical piece of some sort.
a tome? Well, if we find it, it'll certainly be returned to the museum, so...
Arrowheads and bones of...
Yeah, I think their detective has the items and questions written down, so we'll leave it up to the police in this matter. Anyway, what's your name, officer? I didn't catch.
Ah, me?
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Culp, pleasure to meet you.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. My name is Walter King.
Walter King.
My name's Mr. Feldman, Doctorate in progress.
Ah, alright, Doc Progress.
I raise my finger, and I don't say anything.
And I am Dr. Yannik Hammerstein, and he holds up the doctor's bag. Different type of doctor.
German. Well, if you don't mind, if you could kindly, mosey on away from the crime scene so I could, stop other people from moseying too close to the crime scene, that would be lovely.
No, we'll just head back to Merriweather and we'll let him know that we were unable to find him and that the area is being under investigation.
We didn't find him, but we did, I suppose, solve the issue, as in we figured out who did it, albeit late, but I guess it all resolved itself. I shrug.
Well, we'll find out.
I assume you guys move on your merry way.
Yeah, I guess we go back to Mayweather, tell him what happened, and
We literally go back.
You hop another cab. I think it's like the 4th cab ride tonight.
Yeah.
yeah.
Make your way to Mayweather. And he's like, oh, that was quick. Did Thomas tell you anything?
Nope.
No, he left us a message involving 5 bodies of people we didn't know. So there's a crime scene on the way
4 bodies.
as of right now. But the good news is they found the bust. That's still there. They're bringing it in, so he was probably the one that did it. So the letter probably was correct that he did start the heist with the help of the mortician, and and Billy was involved as well. If I had to have taken a guess about who the people he killed, it's probably mob people that tried to clean up after what happened earlier, and they were probably murdered by him, although I don't know how he would have been able to do that against, the 5 people that were there.
I don't know. They said they found some strange artifacts or something, so...
I mean, should we... I mean, we should convince the police to put them in the museum. I don't know.
Or at least have you confirm the validation.
Confirm the who what?
Yannik was saying to confirm the validation of the artifacts.
Oh. I mean, assumedly, once they have that place cleared out, if you said they had the bust, they had Cecil Clark's head.
Yeah, they had the bust. They might have like arrows. The bust was the main thing that I saw. So that was.
Well, in that case, I think it's only a matter of time before I'm called down to the police officers, precinct, and I'll just have to pick through items and tell them what, belongs to the museum and what isn't part of the museum.
I mean, they don't have to know those artifacts ain't, huh? Huh? They don't have to know. They don't have to know.
Sir, lying is not one of my strong suits.
I shrug.
Well, either way, we at least helped you on that front.
Well...
So, do we get the reward? How's the skit split, huh? Huh? How much was it? I don't think we even talked about the payment.
No, we never really did.
I pull up a chair and I'm not gonna put my feet up. That's rude. Although I really, I go to do it, but then think of against it.
Well, I would say that... Until Mr. Mayweather actually gets the artifacts back in question, I would say that we don't really deserve said payment just yet.
I mean, it's only a matter of time, ain't it?
The most we did was we helped point things in directions, and also we at least might have figured out everything.
I mean, we can get partial payment, right?
I mean, look,
If I get my artifacts back, then we can discuss payment proper. As for right now, I'm going to have to withhold it.
The bust ain't even worth $5.
Do I have the bust back?
It's on the way.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I saw it. Probably take a day or so.
Yannick's just gonna put a hand on his shoulder and goes, I think the payment should be discussed after we find out what the situation is with the artifacts. If anything, I feel like we deserve to head back to wherever we live and rest. Especially me.
Probably.
You can go rest. I gotta work on some dissertations and classes and stuff. Studying to do.
Well, I have all of your contact information. If anything comes up, I guess I'll send you your payments and or requests for further assistance.
Okay then. Well, we'll just be on our way then. See you tomorrow, Mr. Mayweather. Maybe you'll get them back by then.
Maybe. And I assume you guys take your leave.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
we at least leave the museum, I think.
Before we leave the museum, I am gonna write down my address and I'm gonna hand it to Dudley, and for the context of if he feels like again contacting me via mail or anything, he has my address now.
Hey everyone, it's me, Adam, editor and player of Gregory Feldman. This intermission actually marks the end of the first session of the Call of Cthulhu campaign. Everything after this point will be from the second session of the game. Something I also want to point out, I don't remember if I mentioned it in the upcoming part, but me and Caleb actually took sanity damage from killing both Larry and Billy. We had handled this after the end of the first session, and we also handled some other stuff, like skill level ups and stuff like that. Also, you may have noticed that I've stopped doing the animated backdrops with the corkboard. I did that to reduce the time that it takes to put these episodes out, because that can take hours to get those things animated and synced up ready to go. It's just much easier to do a simple backdrop, and I'll probably keep it that way for the foreseeable future. With that being said, the next episode's going to be out the 25th of October, and also thanks to Zapsplat for hosting their audio library. They make my life a lot easier and the podcast a lot better. Be sure to share this podcast with your friends and anyone who you think might be interested, and with that, I think that's all I had to say. See ya.
After relaying the news to museum curator Lucius Mayweather, the three investigators returned to their homes for a fair bit of rest and relaxation. It's probably about 5 days later, give or take, when you all receive a telegram, which I did not actually type out because you're all going to receive it. But it is a telegram from Mr. Mayweather, and it's requesting your presence at the Museum of Archaeology and Paleontology with, count it, a promise of payment for the services rendered last week.
Oh, thank God. I thought we were not going to get the money from that.
Because I wanted the money so bad. So yes, you have all been summoned. It's about 2 days until the actual meeting, so the guy who's all the way in Salem can find the time to get here proper. But you guys do all get the letter, the little summons to come back to the museum, and at the specified time of about 2 in the afternoon, you more or less all show up at approximately the same time. And as you let yourselves into the museum, first off, you can, like, the first thing you see walking straight in, the stand where the bust was, it actually has the bust on it, so the bust has been returned.
Hooray. Good to see things are back to normal.
On top of the bust being back, you can see that there's actually quite a few people in the museum today, like a fairly decent number, and a person standing at the door, probably some sort of, what do you call it, like the desk worker who's going to sign you in, take your money, and let you have your pass inside.
The receptionist?
The clerk, that's the word. The receptionist. Both of these work. Thank you. They see you, and it's like, hello, are you guys here to see the museum?
No, we're on behalf of Mr. Mayweather. We were summoned.
Yeah, and I show the telegram.
Oh, you... looks at the telegram. Yep, that's us. All right, Mr. Mayweather's in his office. I assume you know the way.
Yep, we've been there before.
Oh, yes, we've been there before.
All right.
We can make our own way. Thank you very much.
They'll wave you on. And you make your way through the museum, and you can see certain areas have been tidied up. You walk by the Egyptology exhibit, and the sarcophagus is not there, but also the glass is technically swept up and whatnot, so might just be a case of removing it for now, since they don't have it protected.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
hard to say.
gets put in storage for now.
Yeah, when you do walk by, you do see Dudley in the Egyptology Museum section, and he waves at you guys when you walk by.
Oh, Dudley, my friend, how's it going?
Howdy, Dudley.
Oh, I'm just standing around garden things. It's been real busy lately. I think people are like excited because like the news, it's a bunch of stuff about missing items and then items returned. It makes people excited. It's real neat.
I guess people were excited about the scandal.
Yeah.
But now it's all over, yeah. Really jumped up the drama here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more of a they don't know what they're missing until it's gone kind of scenario.
Yeah. I really missed Cecil's head. It was very nice. I'm glad it's back.
He's quite a looker, ain't he?
Yeah. Cecil was a nice man.
I do admit he was a handsome man.
Indeed, he does.
Well, anyway, are you guys here to see Mr. Mayweather and that lady?
The lady.
The lady?
Yes, we are. However, it is nice to see that you are doing well after a week.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. The lady. Who are you talking about?
There's a real nice lady came in, said something about. Well, she came in and was talking about like the break-in and whatnot, and then she was talking about like investigators, and then she just kind of. Well, she didn't want to talk to me too much, but she had lots of words for Mr. Mayweather, and so they've been talking the past few days.
Would this woman happen to have a notebook on her and maybe a pen?
Well, she had like this real nice like fancy briefcase, but like if she has a notepad, I didn't see it.
Well, gentlemen, I think we're either dealing with some subsidiary of the law enforcement, or we're dealing with a journalist.
Or perhaps a combination of the two, but that I do not think is any likely.
Please don't talk about journalists. I don't want to talk to a journalist.
Oh, okay. So we're heading to Mr. Mayweather's place.
Yeah, anyway, you get there, his door is closed at the moment, and you can hear him talking with what you can assume to be the woman that Dudley was mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically talking about the break-in and how, oh no, the people I got a hold of, very fine investigator material. They can find most anything, I assume. I mean, they did technically find the stolen artifacts, maybe a couple hours not before, but after the cops, but I think that's pretty good work, and all the items have been returned by now, so, well, most all of them, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, you fellas lead. I don't want to talk to the missus.
Walt's gonna turn back to his fellows and go, friends, I have a strong suspicion Mayweather might be talking us up for another job.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, Yannik, with his doctor's bag in hand, goes to do the shaven haircut knock.
What, you're gonna headbutt it?
No, okay, my guy, do you not know it's the doot knock?
Okay, I've never heard of it. I never heard it called that. The shaven head
It's
knock?
shave. It's called shave and a haircut. 2 bits. Shave and a haircut. 2 bits.
It has the rhythm of
What
shave.
the fuck is this madness that you guys are on about? I've never heard of this.
It's the most common knock
Yeah,
ever.
if you...
I know that's the most common knock ever, but who the fuck calls it that?
People who made it up.
I mean, I usually don't call
I've
it that,
never
but that
heard
is...
it called that.
He's taking sanity damage.
I was thinking sanity damage.
I'm scared.
What do you mean?
I'm scared.
So, Yannik, you do knock on the door. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. You hear, Mr. Mayweather go, oh, yes, please, come in.
Walter will push the door open and take lead, I guess.
Hope we are not intruding.
Oh, not at all. You can see Lucius is at his desk where you honestly have hardly seen him move from it since, the first time you met him when he was outside. And sitting in a side chair with a briefcase in her lap is a woman in your typical flapper apparel, you could say. And she has a very wide-brimmed red hat on. And she looks you three over and then looks over to Mayweather and goes, "These are the investigators?" So you go, "Yes, I know they don't look like much. They're honestly a bit of a gaggle of strange beings, but trust me, they're very, very practical. And she just kind of turns to him and then turns to you guys.
Yannik gives her a friendly smile.
I would introduce myself, but I actually don't know who you three are, so...
Well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mr. Walter King. It's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
Alright, Mr. Walter King, and she's gonna turn to look at the other two of you.
I'm just gonna take a piece of gum out of a pack from my breast pocket and just not say anything.
Rude.
I am Yannik Hammerstein. A pleasure to meet you, Fraulein.
Alright, Yannik.
Alright, I just want to ask up front, are you a journalist?
No, I am not a journalist. If anything, I'm an investor.
Investor, huh?
Yeah, that's probably an accurate term for what I'm doing here today.
So what are you investing?
I'm investing money into, well, this museum and you three, I might add, on the promise that you are actually worth the investment, of course.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, I want to know a little bit more about you before I had said anything. My name is Mr. Feldman. I'm one of the people who's helping investigating the disappearances and the break-in and whatnot.
So I was told by Mr. Mayweather. Well, I guess now that the introductions on your part are done, I shall introduce myself, and she nods her head at you guys. I am Rosemary Flowers. Pleasure to meet you. She'll shake your hand, assuming you offer it.
Walter for sure offers a handshake.
She's going to, like, reference Mayweather. Technically, he's the one who has all the things to say, but I have things to add. So she goes and sits back down with her briefcase, and Mayweather's going to state, so, Miss Flowers here is offering payment for a continuation into our investigations. As you all know, we received most of our items that were stolen back. You can see out there, things are quite booming. We've had an influx of people these past few days.
So I've noticed, and it seems Dudley is very happy about that too.
It just makes him feel good knowing that the museum's doing good, I think. But, well, I said we got most things back, you see. That book that was stolen out of the sarcophagus is still missing, and Rosemary here is offering to invest in the museum and you guys to help you find it. Though it's going to be a bit of a trial, I would imagine, but assuming it's all well and good, might be able to get all of our stuff back.
Yes. Speaking of investments, I don't mean to sound forward when I say this, but the original deal that we discussed, will that still follow through?
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I can't pay you quite as much as Rosemary is offering, but I do have payment for what you have done so far. And he opens like a drawer and pulls out 3 little envelopes, and they all have your names written on them. I was going to mail them, but I plumb forgot. Terribly sorry. And if you open those, each of those envelopes actually has $30 cash in it, so use that to your benefits later. That's your spending money.
I am a rich little German.
Yep, enjoy.
Well, you can finally avoid all those things you've been wanting.
You can finally buy something. So Mayweather's going to start talking. So Miss Flowers here is wanting to find Thomas Pitts for her own reasons, which... And he just kind of shrugs. Something to do with owed money, I think. And she just kind of nods her head very slowly at that.
I see, and so Thomas Pitts is still at large even after that week?
He's just dropped off the map as far as we're aware, and there haven't been any of the news articles talking about him being apprehended yet. So we are running on the assumption that he's probably hiding somewhere out of town. But that's where Miss Flowers comes in. She says that she has a lead that might help us find him. So, he kind of looks over to her. Could you explain that? And she just nods to him. Alright, so, Thomas Pitts left a very, very thin paper trail. Payments sent out to individuals over the course of a few days. Sent something to that mortician. There was a letter sent to my uncle, Billy Flowers. And so, assumedly...
I was going to bring up your name connection after the formalities.
Yeah, she just kind of shrugs. As far as I'm aware, the entire situation was a setup to get both of them killed. All I want to know is why he set it up, and getting the book back is something that helps Lucius here, and finding him helps me. So, the way I see it, this is a win-win for everyone involved.
Yes, I believe so.
So, naturally, he would have sent letters and probably offerings of payment and whatever you need to my Uncle Billy. Well, now that his estate has become a police bed, you could say, I need people who are willing to sneak/break into my uncle's estate and hopefully find that paper trail and find Thomas. Do you think you guys could manage it?
Well,
Did we leave the door open? Did we close the door?
No, they definitely would have had the door closed, because this is questionably
Okay.
legal at best.
This is sensitive information.
I'm curious what Mayweather is thinking about this
He-
right now.
Are you going to ask him, what's your idea on this?
No, I'm gonna eye him up, really, because I'm sure he's well aware how.
You give him that eye, like, this is illegal, he's going to eye the briefcase she has.
Oh, I'm gonna assume I know what's in that briefcase, either a gun or money.
Could be both.
Both.
Yeah, both.
It's actually a bomb.
Surprise, you brought a bomb to a gunfight.
Well, I cannot speak for my compatriots, but I'll say that me, Mr. Walter King, I could look at this for you. Me and police don't always see eye to eye on occasion, but you know, if you're promising a reward more than what Mr. Mayweather promised for our last job, then I would be more than willing.
I have a few questions before I agree.
Well, ask them.
What kind of stuff did Mr. Flowers deal in? I'm asking just kind of to give an idea of what we might find at the estate.
Well, he had his dogs, obviously. He was a big fan of those warhounds. But if you're asking what he did behind the scenes in the more illegal sense, well, he did some, what is it called? It's the alcohol and all that.
Moonshining.
Yeah, that's the word. Made him quite a hefty profit, too.
Yeah.
But besides that, he was also involved in some arms smuggling.
oh.
Oh, that's
Another question is, are there any of his boys? He rolled with a big gang, right?
He had a
I-
pretty sizable group, probably a few dozen at the least.
I don't suppose that you're very connected to this gang in some way?
I have some connections to them, yes.
Right.
I mean, she was Billy's niece. Come on now.
You're right, but I am trying to understand whether are you currently the head honcho, as it were, now, or is that perhaps someone else?
There's a interesting question there.
Yeah.
That's probably something you shouldn't ask
it's
about. That's family business.
Roll
well-
a persuasion to get some of this lore.
Okay, I was expecting to just not say anything. I was just going to assume it was a dispute. But yeah, let's roll a persuasion.
Second roll of the night.
Second roll.
Oh,
Hey!
hey.
Success.
Look at that. You could say I have some power here, but, well, I'm only the niece of the man in charge. Or, well, the ex-man in charge. His son, Buck Flowers, is currently the one who's, running most things these days. Though if I could find the killer, or at least the one who got him killed, I might be able to swipe that power back.
Yeah, we find the man responsible. I assume it would look very good on your resume, as it were.
Yeah, I still have questions.
I would imagine.
So, considering we're going to be breaking into this estate, and assuming there's also going to be police presences, what would happen if we ran into some of Billy's comrades or associates while we were there? I don't just for assurances. How can we be there without being considered maybe some of the riffraff, as it were, or rubbernecking, or whoever else decides to break into Mr. Flowers' estate, that we don't get turned to Swiss cheese?
Well, it's convenient you ask. As of tomorrow, there's going to be a little meeting amongst the gang to help discuss the future of it, so everyone should be all hands on deck for that.
Okay.
Now, you would only have to worry about the police presence, which I can understand any reservations you have for that. But do not worry, we have connections. If you do wind up getting caught or arrested, we will see you out within a week, at the most. If you need assurances, she's going to click open the briefcase, and she pulls out a rather sizable bar of gold.
Holy
My
shit!
God.
Thing must weigh like 40 pounds. Just lugging that thing around.
Walter sucks his breath in.
Walter's like, gold!
Can I praise that real quick?
Yes, you can. Go on ahead. Depending on your level of success, you might get more than you're bargaining for.
Success.
So, looking that over, based off of what you know about the system, this is like US standard gold bar, and considering the size, it's probably, oh man, how many troy ounces was it? Yeah, first off, anyone ever heard of a troy ounce?
I have not.
I have
No.
not actually.
Yeah, neither had I until I had to look up how this works.
Oh
so
my God.
it's about 400 troy ounces, 27 pounds, this bar, and mathematically speaking, by the ounce, this is about like, I think it's about $20-some per ounce, and this is 400 ounces.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money. Gold is an insanely expensive commodity.
You could assume that this is got a price tag on it upwards of $8,000.
Yeah, like what you said is basically just going for his head on refeat.
Yeah. And so she kind of holds it up, and she puts it back in the case, and closes it up.
Friends, we have to take this job.
Yannik, with his left hand, kind of does the index finger pull of the shirt collar, and he smiles. Well, my schedule happens to be free. I don't have anyone requesting of any medical assistance, so I guess I can be safe assured for a week, just in case.
I do have one last question, but it's more unrelated to the job itself. I was kind of curious what happened to the dogs after what happened.
She shrugs on that one. As far as I'm aware, they've been hunted down and killed, but who knows? Maybe one of them's still out there. Be a shame if they were all killed. They were good hounds.
Yannik rubs the back of his neck.
Awkward. I killed a dog.
With garrote wire.
What a way to go.
I killed her uncle.
I know. It's awkward smiles all around.
Yeah, it's just like you should talk about this. Like we have to find a killer, and I'm just thinking I'm right here.
I'm right here, guys. Notice me.
All right. Well, do we have a certain timeline on this particular job? I'm assuming you want us to do the investigation today, if you're having the meeting.
Well, the meeting is tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. My apologies.
And so if you need to, prepare, maybe buy some lockpicks or anything if you need to actually break into his old house. Oh, I almost forgot. And she reaches into a pocket and pulls out a key and hands it to you. Spare key to his back door, so
well
that should at
It's
least
a lot
get you
easier
inside.
than picking locks.
Yes, that's Vilby.
Thank you very much. I'll chuck this in my inventory then.
Yeah, you keep the key.
So she's basically looking you guys over. So you're going to do it then?
Yeah, I believe we are.
I mean, if you're going to shun around that piece of gold right there so willy-nilly, I feel like I have to accept it.
Good. All right. There are a few places of interest in his house that I would recommend you search. So obviously his bedroom would probably have some more personal items in it. So if you could search there, that might get you a good start. Besides that, most of his business was handled in his study. On top of this, I do know that, and she just kind of smiles, back when I was a little girl running around his estate, he always told me about this hidden room that he was very, very proud of. Unfortunately, I never found it, but he always spoke of it, so if you could find that, I would imagine that some pretty important stuff is probably stored in there.
And something that could probably get you a little more leverage.
Possibly. That would be very important. Currently, I'm most concerned about finding Thomas. That's beside the point, so let's see, his study for his personal business, his bedroom to see possible personal affections, the lounge. He might have left something lying around in there. He did do a lot of work in there and reading. Besides that, maybe check his garage or the kennels where he kept the dogs, and maybe his kitchen too. Maybe he has a few stashes of alcohol in there, if the police haven't found them first.
Honestly, the only regret about leaving the fatherland is that America is very dry.
Prohibition.
Oh yes, it's a true travesty.
So, do any of you have any following questions, anything of that sort, or do you think you can manage this?
You have any advice?
Well, if you do get found by the cops, I mean, you could certainly try running, but I wouldn't recommend fighting.
God, no, I would not. That sounds like a terrible idea.
No, that's not on our agenda.
Yannik considers the idea for a moment, but then just shakes his head.
I'm just looking at Mr. Mayweather, like seeing what his reaction is to all of this. Is he just like pretending not to listen? Is
Yeah,
he just
same.
pretending not
Yeah.
to listen?
His eyes are like locked on the briefcase.
He's getting a good
like-
cut out of this, so I imagine so.
You know what I could do to this museum with $4,000?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't blame him for eyeing that gold.
You say $4,000. Does that mean we get the other 4,000?
It's, seems like a good deal.
I look at the fellas.
I look at him.
That sounds like 4,000 split.
I mean, look, 4,000 split is still really good.
Yes, in
I
fact,
wasn't complaining.
neither am I. We can worry about the semantics later.
In that case, Mr. Mayweather and I still have a few things we need to discuss about, Mr. Pitts. Trying to get a good history of this fella before we actually find him, you know? As for you three, I would imagine you need to take that, $30 he gave you and invest in your future.
Yes. I feel like I need to require some more items. Yannik holds up his doctor's bag.
I'm afraid of what this might have in, like, if I get caught, I don't know what that'll have for the ramifications of my education furtherment. I have no idea what that would mean. Like that
Well,
that
we
gives me
simply just don't get caught.
I mean, if you want, you could roll the law.
I don't have law, but that'd be
None of us do, I don't think.
I mean, shit. I'll roll law for the fucking giggles. If I win this, I have no idea what I'll do. I have a 5% chance, everyone.
I've seen worse.
29. That wasn't that bad, honestly.
Yeah.
Assuming you pull this off and you get your cut, I don't know, money might talk louder than the law.
Could I roll my hand in
I
this?
mean, I guess.
There's no point. It's
are you
fine.
rolling
It's
law?
fine.
Are you worried about your future education?
I mean, I am.
I know you are. I'm confused why he's doing it.
He wants a reason to increase his law.
I must law.
Walter will not roll law because he knows exactly what's going to happen to him if he goes to jail.
I will go to prison.
I mean, never been caught, so.
Listen, I'm an immigrant.
Oh,
Yes, you are.
He'll go back to the fatherland.
Yeah.
What are American laws, by the way?
What are American laws?
Yeah, what's
It's like,
Aussie
what
American
even happens if I
laws?
drink alcohol? Do I just go to prison? It's like, you don't even know. Alright, so $30 to each of you, and the time of this day to buy things in Arkham.
Oh boy, let's go shopping.
Hey everyone, it's me again. I want to thank you again for listening. The next episode's going up October 25th, and I hope you catch it. We have been having a blast playing this game, and it's also been pretty fun to produce it as well. I just hope that you are having just about as much fun listening to it. And if you want, share it with your friends. It does a lot and helps our podcast a good bit because it gets the word out and it brings in new viewers. This is something I've always wanted to produce, and it's been going pretty well so far. Well, enough of that. I think that's all I had to say, so see ya.